Tim McGraw, born May 1, 1967 in Delhi, Louisiana, is one of the biggest icons of American country music. A 57-year-old man, as of March 15, 2025, with a brilliant career and a happy family with Faith Hill. However, behind the stage lights and the warm smiles in magazines, Tim McGraw carries the greatest sadness in his life. The loss of his biological father, Tug McGraw, a famous baseball star who died of brain cancer in 2004, and the deep pain of growing up without a father in his early years. This sadness stems from the circumstances of Tim McGraw's birth. He was born Samuel Timothy Smith, the son of Elizabeth Ann D'Agostino, a single mother who worked hard to raise him in a small town in Louisiana. For the first 11 years of his life, Tim did not know who his biological father was. His mother kept it a secret that he was the son of Tug McGraw, a professional baseball player for the Philadelphia Phillies and New York Mets. When Tim accidentally found his birth certificate in an old box at home, the revelation shocked him. "I felt like my whole world had collapsed," he recalled in his autobiography. "I had grown up thinking my father was someone else. Then suddenly I found out he was a famous person I had never met." When Tim contacted Tug at age 11, he was rejected. Tug denied any relationship with him, and it left a deep scar on Tim. He grew up without his father's affection, living in poverty with his mother, in a small house where he listened to country songs on the radio to forget his loneliness. It wasn't until Tim was 18, after persistent contact, that Tug accepted him as his son. Although they began to build a relationship, their time together was short-lived. In 2003, Tug was diagnosed with brain cancer, and just a year later, on January 5, 2004, he passed away, leaving Tim with a painful loss and regrets that could not be compensated. On the day Tug died, Tim was at the height of his career with the album Live Like You Were Dying, a work he wrote in memory of his father. He was with Tug during his final days in the hospital in Nashville, holding his father's hand and crying as he watched him take his last breath. "I cried, not just because I lost him, but because I wished I had more time with him," Tim shared in an interview with Oprah Winfrey. His greatest sorrow was not just Tug's death, but the years without his father, the conversations that never happened, and the feeling of missing out on a full father-son relationship. That pain followed him throughout his life, from his childhood in Louisiana to his rise to country music stardom, becoming an inseparable part of who he was. Tim McGraw entered the music industry with a burning passion and a big dream: to share his story through country songs with the world. After dropping out of the University of Louisiana at Monroe to pursue music, he moved to Nashville in 1989 with a guitar in hand and a few coins in his pocket. His career started off on a rocky note, but through talent, perseverance, and his signature deep voice, he became one of the greatest country singers of all time. Tim first found success in 1994 with the album Not a Moment Too Soon, which featured the song Don't Take the Girl, becoming his first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. The album sold over 6 million copies, catapulting him to the top of the country music charts. Since then, he has continued to achieve success with albums such as All I Want, 1995, Everywhere, 1997, and A Place in the Sun, 1999, each of which has sold millions of copies and earned him numerous awards, including 3 Grammys, 14 Academy of Country Music Awards, and 11 Country Music Association Awards. His album, Live Like You Were Dying, 2004, was a major milestone, not only for its commercial success, but also for its emotional value, as he wrote it as a tribute to his father. The album's title track topped the charts for 7 consecutive weeks and won a Grammy for Best Country Song. In addition to music, Tim McGraw has also found success in acting. He starred in films such as Friday Night Lights, 2004, The Blind Side, 2009, and Country Strong, 2010, demonstrating his natural and profound acting ability, expanding his reputation beyond music. His career has been a series of brilliant successes, with more than 80 million records sold worldwide, 25 #1 hits, and hundreds of sold-out concerts at major stadiums such as Madison Square Garden and Staples Center. But the road to the spotlight was not smooth. Before his success, Tim faced a major failure when his debut album Tim McGraw, 1993, was ignored, selling only a few thousand copies and not a single song in the top 40. He performed in small bars in Nashville, where the audience was indifferent, and sometimes threw beer bottles on the stage. "There were nights when I sang and no one listened, and I wondered if I was on the wrong track," he recalls. The failure made him doubt himself, but instead of giving up, he continued to work hard, writing songs and practicing his singing every day. Tim McGraw's efforts were not only about overcoming his initial failure. He went through personal crises, particularly when he became heavily addicted to alcohol in the 2000s. Once, after a performance, he drank too much and collapsed on stage in front of thousands of people. That night, he went back to his hotel room, sat alone in his room, and cried, not out of shame, but because he felt he was losing himself and his family. "I cried because I didn't want my kids to see me like that," he once told People magazine. It was this pain that motivated him to quit drinking in 2008, with the support of Faith Hill, and to embark on a journey of exercise and healthy living to regain his form. Another time, while recording Live Like You Were Dying, Tim burst into tears in the studio while singing the line, "I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing," a reminder of his father and the things he had not done with Tug. "I couldn't sing anymore. The tears were just coming," he said. Those tears were a testament to his dedication to music, a profession he saw as a way to heal and connect with audiences, as well as with his own heart. For Tim McGraw, success is more than just numbers on the charts or awards on the shelves. It's the ability to use music to tell your story, to express your emotions, and to inspire others. He has always wanted to bring country music, a genre that resonates with working-class people like his family, to audiences of all ages, from small-town America to international stages. One of his biggest goals is to create timeless songs that future generations will sing along to, the way he grew up listening to Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard. Tim's proudest achievement is his album Live Like You Were Dying, not only for its commercial success, but also for its personal significance. Not only did it win a Grammy, but it became a symbol of living life to the fullest, inspiring millions of people to live each day to the fullest. He also takes pride in hosting charity concerts, such as the annual Swampstock event in Louisiana, where he raises money to support education and health care for underprivileged children. "I want to give back to the community that raised me," he once said in an interview with CNN. Tim has also always strived to gain recognition in acting. His role as Charles Billingsley in The Blind Side, a loving but conflicted father, brought him critical acclaim and opened the door to bigger roles. He dreams of one day winning an Oscar, not only to affirm his talent, but also to prove that a country singer from Louisiana can conquer Hollywood. Although he has not yet achieved this goal, he continues to learn, taking acting classes and trying out more complex roles. Tim McGraw's greatest achievement is when he looks back on his journey and realizes that he has overcome adversity to become a proud father, husband, and artist. From a poor boy who never knew his father, he built a legendary career, inspiring millions through his music and his life story. He wanted to leave a legacy, that anyone can overcome hardships to achieve their dreams, and that is what he strives for every day, on stage and in his personal life. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill met in 1996 at a concert in New Orleans when both were at the height of their careers. Tim was a rising star with Not a Moment Too Soon, and Faith had just had a huge hit with This Kiss. Their chemistry was instantaneous, and just a few months later, on October 6, 1996, they were married in a small ceremony in Louisiana under the shade of an old oak tree with family and friends watching. Their marriage is considered one of the most enduring in country music, with nearly 30 years together and 3 beautiful daughters. However, Tim's love and marriage were not always filled with joy. A major sadness in his married life was his period of heavy drinking in the 2000s. The fame and pressure of his busy schedule caused him to fall into alcoholism, leading to fierce arguments with Faith. Once, after a drunken night, he came home to find Faith crying in the living room, begging him to stop for the sake of the children. "I cried when I saw her hurt, and I knew I had to change," he said, in his autobiography, Grit and Grace. That sadness did not cause a rift in their love, but instead became the motivation for him to quit drinking and strengthen their relationship. Another sadness was the time apart due to work. With both of them busy with their respective tours, they spent months apart, communicating only by phone. Tim has admitted that he felt lonely without Faith, and that he was always afraid of losing her, especially after the trauma of his relationship with his father. Their love has always stood the test, though, with emotional reunions on stage, such as the famous Soul to Soul tour, where they sang a duet of It's Your Love and brought the audience to tears.